Hello everyone. Welcome to the next session of economics, and I hope that everybody is in best of their health. And in this video, particularly, I'm going to talk about how to do the question that is assertion and reason. Although I know that some of you know, and there are many who already know about it, but then it's just an introduction that how you have to go with it, because you know that it is very very important, and you'll be getting the questions based on this assertion and reason in board exams as well. So we shall move ahead with the presentation. So I'll be sharing how to go with it, right? Okay, so as you can see, the very first slide that I've already told you that we'll be talking about assertion and reason based question. Let us move ahead with it. First of all, let us understand the meaning of assertion. What is assertion? Assertion is basically a very simple statement which has been stated under the heading of assertion. Although, what is reason? Reason is the explanation of the assertion, that whatever the statement has been stated in assertion, reason is just the explanation of that, right? So let us move on to the next slide. I hope till here it's clear to all of you. Okay, so it is same. It is basically a definition that I have tried to put in. Um, it refers to the statement based on facts. Definitely, it can be facts, it can be beliefs, it can be logics, it can be anything, right? And reason is actually what is the explanation of that particular assertion, right? For example, let us take an example in order to understand these type of question. For example, first of all, before we move ahead with the example, what are the types of option that we are going to get in assertion and reason? First of all, you will get one assertion and one reason about it, and then you have to point out if, like, if you find both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A, that means reason, whatever the reason is stated, is the correct explanation of the assertion. Or you may find both A and R are true, that means both assertion and reason are correct, but you may find that reason is not properly stated of the given statement. That means that the reason which has been stated in the with assertion is not the correct explanation of that particular assertion, although it may exist that both of the facts are obviously true without stating any wrong information, right? And then you might find that assertion is true and reason is false. You might find like vice question, and the fourth one is if A is false but R is true. That means you may also find that the statement which has been given in assertion is completely false, and the reason which is stated is basically correctly defined. So let us understand through an example, right? Now, if you go through the first question, assertion, you know that there's a statement given, Palampur is a well-developed village. So we all know that Palampur is a well-developed village. There is no question about it. And what is the reason behind it? We already know that there has been a lot of infrastructural development. There has been the establishment of hospitals. There has been establishment of education centers. There has been establishment of all-weather roads. So we find that the reason which has been stated in the question with assertion is it has 24-hour electricity connection. Then all the weather roads have a better electricity connections. So we may find so on, right? Okay, as you can see that there's an assertion which states that Palampur is a well-developed village, and the reason is it has better electricity connections, schools, and all-weather roads. So that means assertion states that the statement is saying that Palampur is a well-developed village, and why is the reason which is stated is because of better electricity connection, schools, and all weather roads. We find obviously that Palampur is a well developed village, and these are the certain reasons behind its development, because we never see a village which is having a better electric connections or a all weather road. Generally, we do not find in a village, but in Palampur, when we read the chapter, it was stated like this. So definitely we can see that both assertion is also correct and reason is also correct, and we can easily judge that the first option is likely to be the right answer, because it states that both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. So let us see the answer. Okay, so it is so we did right? Uh, so it is the correct answer, right? So let us move on to the next example with the same assertion, right? So the assertion states that Palampur is a well-developed village, and the reason is 75% of the village population is engaged in farming. So we should think about it, because the first statement is completely right that Palampur is a well-developed village, but the reason is 75% of the population is engaged in the farming. So it is nowhere telling about the development of the village, rather it is sharing the other statement or an information, right? In that case, option 1 is incorrect, completely wrong, because both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A, right? And so we may find the option which is very, very relevant to it. So we see that option B is somewhat very, very connected, because yes, 75% of the population was engaged in farming, and Palampur is a well-developed village, so both the statements are true. So we can say that R is, but R, this is not the explanation of assertion. So we find that what is the right answer is both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. So I hope that somewhere the assertion and reason type questions are clear to you, and this is how we are going to deal with it. You may find there may be chances that when you find that first assertion is correct and reason is false, and you may also find that assertion is completely false, like instead of Palampur is a well developed village, it would have been given that Palampur is not a well developed village. Okay, in that case assertion would also would be false, but the reason would be true, that is 75% of the people are engaged in farming. So I hope that you have understood the things, the assertion and reason, how to go with it. So thank you so much.